Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor and it's a pleasure to be here with you in California. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for your kind words. And wasn't that a great speech that Governor Schwarzenegger gave? Please give him a round of applause. Great man. I'm honored also to be here with my friend from Texas, Governor Perry. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for joining us here in California as well. Chairman Ron, I got to give a shout out to my chairman too. Jim Greer is our chairman of the Republican Party of Florida, and he's doing a great job. Please stand and give him a warm California welcome. I want to thank all of you for what you do. Thank you for being active. Thank you for making a difference here in California. Thank you for the hard work that you put in. I have a special spot in my heart for California because my sister lives in Laguna Beach, and I know what a beautiful state this is, so God bless you and God bless California. It's great to be here in Governor Schwarzenegger's home state. You're blessed to have Arnold Schwarzenegger's leadership in California, and the rest of our nation is blessed to have such a great example of such a great leader. We thank the governor, we thank him for his leadership, and we thank him for his courage. He's a tremendous inspiration and a shining example of what it means to be a Republican in the 21st century, and I'm proud to call him my friend. This summer, your Governor Schwarzenegger came across the country, traveled to Miami, Florida, joined us in my home state to lend his voice and his leadership to our Florida Summit on global climate change. And some were surprised to see Republicans taking the lead on this issue. There's been a lot of talk about this idea of new republicanism. And I'm often asked where Governor Schwarzenegger and I are trying to take our party. The answer to me is simple, and Governor Perry understands it. The answer is this: Republican governors like Governor Schwarzenegger and myself are taking the Republican Party back to its roots, as he just described. Back to the core principles of fairness. Back to the core principles envisioned by Abraham Lincoln, America's first Republican United States president. Back to the basic idea that conservation and our precious resources are what conservatism was founded on by President Teddy Roosevelt. Back to the fiscal responsibility, you may applaud that. Back to the fiscal responsibility and respect for the people's money guided by California's own Ronald Reagan. I believe America's greatest president. Republicans have always been the party of big ideas, and we must not lose sight of the fact that ultimately those big ideas need to solve everyday problems for citizens throughout our country. When we're able to put people and problem solving over partisan politics, we become more successful. And as Governor Schwarzenegger indicated, then we win. And we need to win. In Florida, we have worked hard. We have worked hard to make sure that we press and put forward common sense legislation that has addressed two of our state's largest challenges. Those are soaring property taxes and unaffordable property insurance rates. Steve, we could use your help in the Sunshine State. It's admirable that you have truly taken on and addressed the workers' compensation issue in this state. It's equally admirable that shortly after Governor Schwarzenegger's election, you got rid of the car tax. Those are the kinds of Republican principles and Republican ideas that make a difference in the daily lives of people in California, Texas, and Florida. Well, we have taken on these big challenges, passing the largest, listen to this, the largest tax cut in the history of my state we signed back in June, the largest tax cut ever. We've also been conservative stewards of the taxpayers' money, passing a fiscally responsible budget and happily issuing my line item veto opportunity to cut another almost half $1 billion out of that budget. We have a balanced budget in Florida. As Republicans, it's mandated by our Constitution. As Republicans, we've long fought to strengthen families, and the best way to continue that is through education, which fosters opportunity and economic growth for our future. As a former Florida Education Commissioner, I've seen how Republican policies have reformed our school system and improved our students' education. Time and time again, we have seen that when expectations rise, when expectations increase, the students meet those expectations. They rise to the challenge because they're led there by great teachers, but more importantly, by great parents. That's what Republicans do best. I'm so proud to be a member of the Republican Party. I love the Republican Party. While it's true we are the party of ideas, we also need to be the party of action. We need to get things done. We need to follow through on our promises. Being the party of ideas and action also means that we must rally grassroots supporters, like you here in California. Without your support, without your sweat equity, we cannot win these elections. But Steve has proven that we can, and you proved it with him. We're proud of what you've done in California, and you will continue to rise. Listen to what Governor Schwarzenegger has to say, and the future is very bright in the Golden State. We also, as elected leaders, all need to remember and need to always remind ourselves who the boss truly is, and that means the people. When I ran for governor in Florida last year, we termed our campaign as running to be the people's governor. I noticed on Governor Schwarzenegger's website, he says the same thing. It's a common thread and a common theme. And humility is important to have in leadership. It's good to have confidence, but it's always good to understand who the boss is, and that's you. It is the people. Of the people, by the people, for the people. Spoken by a great man named Abraham Lincoln. Public service is not something to be taken lightly. It is, as many understand and always need to remember, it's a public trust. It is a trust, and it is sacred, and it is precious, and when it is given to you, you cannot squander it. I want to tell you why I'm so proud to be a public servant today. And it is a short story, Governor Perry, and then I'll leave the stage to you, my great friend. But it's a story about a boy. It is a story about a boy named Adam. Adam was a young boy who came to this country when he was only 14 years old. And when Adam came to this country, he could not speak the language. He didn't have any money, and he really didn't know anybody. But Adam had something more powerful than those three things. He had a dream. He had a dream about coming to a place called America where he had heard that if you worked hard, if you lived by the rules, and you did what was right, then you could do better for yourself and better for your family. So what did young Adam do? He came here and he worked hard. He shined shoes for a living, and he made $5 a month shining shoes. Not a very glamorous job, but it was good, honest work. Well, Adam was frugal, and he saved his money, and he was starting to live the American dream, and soon he was able to open up a small cafe. He was a small businessman. He and his bride also understood the importance of education and made sure that all 7 of their children got a good one. So much so that one of them became a pharmacist, one of them became a school teacher, and one of them became a medical doctor. The doctor's my dad. Adam was my grandfather. And because of that personal story about what this country can provide in terms of opportunity and hope and a better future, I'm enormously proud to be a public servant in this great country. But I want to tell you something. Adam is no longer with us. We lost Adam several years ago. But I can tell you this too. Adam is right here. He is right here. And I guarantee you this, that my grandfather Adam can see this night. And I promise you that he is proud that his grandson, even though he didn't see it happen, is the governor of the 4th largest state in America. Only in America, only in this great nation, and only because of your hard work and your trust and your efforts. God bless you, God bless California, and God bless America. Thank you so much.